Hello and welcome back to Two Kids and a Mullet Later podcast with Lavalea and Colby.
Look at us matching.
You can go change.
Hello and welcome back to Two Kids and a Mullet Later podcast. It has been a hot minute since we've both sat down to do one of these. We have just been so busy. There's been a lot going on, a lot of things that we're a part of, and just life has been hectic.
I don't show up unless you're paying per diem.
I guess a little bit of life updates. I joined the social media team at church. I was hired to do social media for the gym that I work out at. Our kids have started sports, so we've been doing a lot of that stuff during the weekdays.
I just go to work every day. So.
And we also announced our brand that we started, Ain't Luck Co.
Yep.
It's been a long time coming. It's been in the process for a hot minute now. But I'm excited that we finally got there.
CEO.
CEO. Owner. CEO. CFO.
The fuck is a CFO?
I don't know. That means you're under me, though.
I'm on top of you most of the time.
The first couple of days after us announcing our brand went very well. I was actually pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. Thank all y'all for the support. Hopefully we can get some more stuff out there for you.
Oh, we're for sure getting more stuff out there.
Yeah. Hometown. If anybody gets that reference, I'll send you a hat.
Yeah. Comment the reference. If you get it, if the first one to get it, we'll send you a hat.
Yeah.
Hometown. I was honestly expecting to only have I don't know. I have imposter syndrome, so I always downplay a lot of things. So I was expecting maybe 10 orders.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't expecting it to get a bunch at the beginning, I guess. We ended up having 76 orders within 3 days. So that's awesome. We really, really appreciate that.
Order more. Those are rookie numbers. You got to bump that shit up.
Hey, look. It's just in the baby stages, okay?
Yeah. We're going to be doing stickers.
Mm-hmm.
Male G-strings.
Whoa. I don't know if my designs can fit on that small of material.
Who are you talking to? Shit. It comes pre-padded. It'll make you look like something's there.
That might be an idea. But yeah, I ordered some samples of all of our stickers, 2 new shirt designs, a new hat design. So that should be coming into us this week. And when we see them, we physically have them and see that they're, the quality's good, the design looks good. And then we can start letting y'all know about them and putting them on the website. So be looking out for that.
I work 85 hours before Tuesday at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, Colby has been working a lot lately. He's barely had any weekends off.
But am I really working?
Working hard, hardly working.
I'm
Which
there.
one?
I'm clocked in.
He's making money either way. Yeah, it's gotten to the point where I feel like I don't have enough hours in the day. I was talking about this in a live the other day that I remember when we were in Austin, I would sit around and watch the clock and be like, 2 more hours till he gets home, 30 more minutes till he gets home. I felt like there was so much downtime. And right now, or recently in our life, I don't even look at the clock anymore. When I look at the clock, it scares me. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have enough time to do everything that I'm trying to do.
Kick back, relax, get to it when you get to it.
That's
the way I live my life. I'm doing great.
Yes, talent. That's what happens when you're the talent.
Are you not entertained?
Some of us have things we gotta handle.
I handle shit. What? I don't know. But I handle stuff.
We do. We handle things in different ways. Yeah, Colby has been on my ass lately. Just trying to remind me to not put too much on my plate. Because I tend to do that. I don't know, maybe it's the ADHD, the virus in my brain. It's like, I just want to do so much. So I pile so much on, but then I'm doing so much for so long that I get burnt out. And then I'm like, forget all of this. That
Yeah.
lasts about like a week or two. And then I'm right back to burning myself out. It's like a never ending process.
Fuck that.
But you know what? That has gotten us to where we are today. So.
And doing it my way has gotten us to where we are today, too. So.
No. If I just waited around and did it when I felt like doing it, nothing would get done.
Well, just do it when you think about it.
Oh, then that would be every second of the day. That's all I ever think about.
Doing what?
Everything.
Me?
Everything all at once.
Me?
That's part of it.
You penciled me in on that one, didn't you?
But anyway, the topic that we're going to be talking about today is kind of a question that I've been getting in my comments. I've gotten a couple messages about it. As a lot of you may know, me and Colby and both of our kids just got baptized.
Jesus Christ!
Jesus Christ! So that has been an awesome thing that just recently happened, and there's been people that have been asking why or how, what, when, where, how did we find our faith or like get saved again? Because if y'all don't know, which I've talked about this a lot, is that I basically was an atheist for the past 15 years. And before that, I was Mormon. So where would you say your brain was at these past, like ever since we've been together?
I grew up in a Christian household, going to church, all that stuff, right? I went to other churches once I got older of different religions and just trying to see what everything's about, right? I came up with my own conclusion on all that
When did you go to all those churches?
when I was in the military. And then once I got older, I mean, I just felt like I had other shit to do. Really didn't make no time for it or anything. I mean, and I always believed in God, a God, but I always believed there was something, a higher power at work. I would still pray, damn near every day on my way to work and shit.
Yeah, I feel like for a long time, that's kind of how I felt, was like, I knew there was something. I just didn't know what. And I think at some point, I just became very resentful towards whatever that something could be. And so I decided internally that I was like, you know what? Forget all of that. I don't want to believe in none of it. I decided that I was going to kind of dabble in the whole witchcraft stuff, spirituality, if you want to call it, like crystals, sage, all that kind of stuff, which I feel like I didn't really get too far into it. Like I was right on like the surface of learning about all of that, but I was definitely in like my hippie era.
I get called a hippie every day at work.
Because your hair?
Yeah.
So growing up Mormon, that was my first encounter with like religion. And I think at the time, one, I was too young to really understand what I was being taught. And second of all, like it just didn't give me the type of feeling that I thought it was going to give me. So I just became very against it. And so every time my parents made us go to church, I would just like block it out. Like I wouldn't listen to anything. I didn't intake really any of the information. And so even with Mormonism, I know a lot, but I don't know the full scope of it because I didn't allow myself to really learn it. I just knew that at the time I didn't have a connection with it. But fast forward, I decided that I was atheist. I didn't believe in any of that. And that's where I've been at for the past 15 years. And so I won't go into like too much detail, but like long story short, 2 years ago, I had a really bad issue with my mental health, which like my whole life I've been diagnosed with GAD, so generalized anxiety disorder. For a while, my psychiatrist had diagnosed me with bipolar because that runs in my family, and I was having, I guess, some symptoms of bipolar. But then it came out that I didn't have bipolar. I actually have inattentive ADHD. So all of that together just kind of causes my mental health to be wacky here and there. And then also my lifestyle choices at the time were not helping that whatsoever. 2 years ago is when my mental health came to like a explosion. And one thing that I really believed up until that point, or was part of my belief, was that I didn't need God because I could do everything myself. And I was such a firm believer in that people do things and overcome things themselves, but then give all of the credit to this magical God that's not real. And so I was like, I'm not doing that. If I overcome things, like, I'm going to give myself the credit because I'm the one who did it. I'm the one who pulled me through. And that's how I felt for a really long time, until it came to a point where I couldn't pull myself through by myself anymore. And I needed something to help me because there was no other option. At that moment was when I realized that I needed to find what that is. So I decided that I was going to look into Christianity and kind of like learn it myself, because I grew up Mormon and then jumped straight into not believing anything. I never read the Bible. I didn't really know anything about Christianity other than what I've heard or what people have told me. So I decided that I wanted to learn for myself and then make that decision. And so I remember this was whenever we were in Austin. I was laying down with Colby and I was like, hey, I think I want to like read the Bible. How did you feel whenever I told you that? Was it surprising to you? Like, did it take you off, like, catch you off guard?
No, not really. I mean, because I would still talk to you all the time about shit that was in the Bible. And like I said, like, I pray every day. I prayed every day anyways. And I always prayed for you and the kids. I mean, it really wasn't like, oh.
But you know what's crazy is, like, I did not know that until just now. Like, I don't think you've ever told me that.
Yeah. And you know, I'm not one to fucking force nothing on you. I mean, and when we would talk about it, I mean, I'd give you insight on subjects about it, and I mean, all I was really able to do is just tell you like what it was like and like shit like that. But I'm not trying to jam nothing down nobody's throat.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, I would ask you questions here and there, but I think at the time, like, I was asking you those questions not in good faith. Like, I was asking you those questions, I think, to fuel my argument against it, almost. And I remember, like, I was very vocal to you about, like, how I didn't believe and, like, all the things that pissed me off about Christianity and all of that. I guess that's why I'm asking if it was surprising, just because, like, I was so adamant about how I felt for a really, really long time, and then it was just kind of like a flip.
The Lord works in mysterious ways. It really wasn't like a surprise or nothing to me. It was just took long enough. Shit.
The thing is, like, Colby was so immediately supportive. You know, like, I told him that I wanted to start reading the Bible, and I remember his first thing he said to me was, well, if you want to find a church to go to, like, we can do that. Like, it was just so for it off the jump, and I really appreciated that, because I was already being so judgmental of myself and had a lot of shame and guilt confessing that I wanted to like go back and read the Bible and actually learn things after I've talked down on it for so long. So the fact that I was able to come to Colby and tell him that, and it wasn't like a, well, where is this coming from? Or didn't last week you just say this? You know, like you were just immediately supportive.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. Because I have gotten a lot of questions and comments too of women saying like they're kind of the first ones wanting to, and their husbands they don't know how to talk to their husbands about it.
Hey, motherfucking going to church.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of guys aren't as willing as you are.
I don't see why they wouldn't be. Like, motherfucker, you probably wasting 2 hours of your day anyways, sitting on your fucking ass on the phone. Fucking get up, go do something, learn something new. Off your ass and on your feet. You ain't got time to beat your meat. That's one thing people also don't realize is how much time they genuinely waste. Like, bro, what else you doing on a Sunday? Get the fuck up, learn something about God, and go on about your fucking day. And if it's something you really want to do, and if your husband says no, fuck that son bitch. Hit him with that divorce paper. When they ask why, he ain't want to go to church.
Is that a good enough reason?
People do it for a lot less.
True. His feet stink. I want a divorce.
Shitting on pillows and Amber Turd. Amber Turd taking a dump on some pillows. But yeah, just don't give them an option. Like, just tell them, hey, this is what we're doing. So get the fuck up, get ready.
Yeah, but I think also a lot, like usually men don't do well with being forced to do things. So
bullshit. You're forced to go to work every fucking day. You're forced to fucking do all kinds of dumb shit you don't want to fucking be doing. But fucking just, hell, you never know, you might like it. So just go try it out.
So that's coming from Colby, a man. But if you're a woman in this situation trying to talk to your husband, sometimes you just have to have patience.
I don't have none of that. So
yeah.
Straight to the point. I mean, fuck. Short, sweet, simple.
But sometimes you have to have
If you have to, fucking pick his fucking clothes out for him. He's sitting on the couch, go throw them clothes at him. Get up, get dressed. Don't even tell him where you going. Just get in the car, bitch.
And, I mean, if he's not willing or he's, saying he doesn't want to or whatever, don't keep yourself from not going just because he isn't there yet. You go. You and the kids go.
It's an example of you showing that you're trying to take care of the family. Yes, he might provide for the family, but the woman's taking care of the family and fucking... The woman is what holds the family together at the end of the day. Like, so if he can't get in tune with that, deuces. Sit down and have a serious talk with that motherfucker. Like, look, bro, I'm sick of your fucking shit sitting here playing Xbox, working on that piece of shit car. It ain't running still. We're going to do something else.
We're going to the house of the Lord. Yeah, because, I mean, maybe the first couple Sundays he stays home, you go. Maybe he might enjoy the alone time. But after so long, them Sundays by himself are going to start getting lonely. Then he's going to be like, so, what time is church again? Then he's going to want to go with you. But yeah, so basically, for me, my very first step was I got a Bible, which my sister so graciously bought for me, which was very sweet. She had it sent to our camper, and I started to read it from front to back, which I know now is like not really the greatest thing to do if you're just getting into it or just starting to read the Bible. I started reading from Genesis, and I was very confused because there was just a lot of information all at once. And then my next step was I got the kids this Bible stories before bedtime book, and it has like reflection questions, and I was reading that to the kids, one story to the kids every night before bed. And I feel like as someone who's just being introduced to the Bible and introduced to Christianity, you know, a lot of kids growing up, they hear these stories, Bible stories, and they're very, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, but like dumbed down and just like the baseline of the stories. And because I didn't really get that growing up, I feel like even as an adult, it made it easier to comprehend and to digest that I was getting to read all of the Bible story, children's versions first before jumping into the actual Bible. So I did that for a while, and then we ended up moving out here where we're at now, and we found a church to go to. I found it on Facebook. It looked pretty cool. So we ended up going to that church a couple times.
I didn't like it.
Colby was not the hugest fan, and that's okay because I have heard, which being super excited about going to church and just like getting back into everything, I was ready to settle down at the first church we went to. And a lot of people say that whenever you're looking for a church, you need to shop around and try different ones until you find one that meshes well with you and your family and all of that.
Yeah, that first church, bro. They're more worried about making a music video and that son of a bitch.
Colby is definitely more interested in like the
word.
What's
the word, preacher man?
Tell me what I need to hear. Read from the Bible type situation, which I totally agree with now. I think at first I was just so excited and kind of blinded by the production.
It was all them fucking lights. They're like a Kanye concert and that son of it.
I think the production and stuff like really spoke to me because it was like a party. I don't know. It felt like a party up in there. But now that we're going to the church that we're going to now, that is so I feel like that dynamic is so much better for people who are trying to learn. Like, I'm really trying to learn. This is all brand new to me.
But if that's what you like, that's what you like. I mean, I just didn't like that shit.
Right. I mean, like we just said, I mean, you have to find a church that works with your dynamic and like what you're searching for in a church. And it also has to do with like the people there and like the connections and all of that. Like there's a lot of moving parts to find a church home and a church family. I gotta give a little bit of a testimony real quick. It was crazy to me because I decided when we were in Austin that I wanted to start reading the Bible and I wanted to start getting like diving into Christianity, which that was like 6 or 7 months ago. And then we moved to here, and I think we went to that church maybe 2, maybe 3 times. And then I met this girl in our RV park, and she does the full-time RV. Her husband works, he's a blue-collar worker. And me and her talked a couple times, but we weren't really close. And she told me that she was going to be at the pool. So I was like, okay, I'm going to come bring my kids. My husband's at work. Let's go swimming. So I ended up going to the pool, and she had another friend that she met around here that lives in this area. She came to the pool, and me and her got to talking, and somehow it got brought up about like church and all of that. And I voiced to her that I just found my faith again. Like I was just starting to read the Bible. And so she invited me to come to a women's conference with their church. And so I ended up going to that women's conference, and it was so awesome. Like, it was amazing just to be around a bunch of women and being in the house of the Lord and that community. Because not only that, but 2 weeks before that, I was crying to Colby and I was crying to my sister because in Austin, I felt very isolated because I didn't try to meet people. I was honestly isolating myself, and that ended up making me feel very isolated. 2 + 2 is 4.
21.
And I think I was just really craving some type of community from being isolated for so long. And so when I met this girl 2 weeks later, and she invited me to this women's conference, and then when I went to the women's conference, she introduced me to all these other women in their church, and everyone was so friendly and so welcoming. I just felt like that was my first gift from God, if that makes sense. Like, I was really feeling alone, as far as like, not with Colby, because Colby checks all the boxes on that part, but feeling alone in like friendships and connections with women. And I feel like I got that almost immediately. And so I started going to more activities with them and all the women that I met. And then we decided to go try out that church, and we both ended up loving it. So, and in that process, I feel like I was streamlined into learning so much just from the women that I was surrounded by. So it was like I wasn't having to learn everything just on my own. I just have to give a big shout out to Tasha. That is who I'm talking about. That's my friend that I met at the pool. She made such a huge impact on me as a new believer, and just getting to see her and use her as like a role model, and getting to pick apart her brain and just ask her questions. And she, never made me feel dumb for asking the questions that I did. Like, she always had an answer to give me, and just really helped guide me in that process. So I feel like she also was sent by God. Like, Colby hasn't really got to make friends with any of the guys from church because he's been working so much. But
Kind of like that Rihanna song. I've been drinking. I've been drinking. Remember?
mm-hmm.
I've been working. I've been working. Busy with work, and the kids' sports, and sometimes I'm off on Sundays.
Yeah, Colby has gotten to go to church with me a few times. But when he's working, me and the kids, we hop in the car and we go. I remember whenever I was an atheist, like, going to any type of church made me so uncomfortable, and I felt so out of place, and I just didn't want to be there, to be honest.
That's how I feel at work every day. Fuck.
Well, fortunately for me, now it's like I wish I could live at church. I want to go there every second of every day. Like, so now I go on Sundays, I go on Wednesday nights, I go to like every event that they have. Like, I just enjoy it so much. It's crazy that, because like 3, 4, 5 years ago, I never would have expected me to feel like this. It honestly makes me sad for past me, because like I was so prideful, and I was being so hard-headed about certain things that I just didn't even allow myself to try. I didn't allow myself to experience it. I was just like, no, absolutely not. I mean, I guess I'm just glad that I've gotten to, or that we as a family have gotten to this point, because I feel like having God in our family is going to do amazing things for us. Like, I really don't know how I was surviving before, to be honest. Like, I think that's exactly what it was, though. I think I was just surviving and not really enjoying life for a long time.
You weren't living.
Mm-mm.
Living the dream. That's what I tell people at work, but nightmares are also dreams. How you doing, bud? Living the dream.
I do want to speak on something that, like, I feel like was a big aha moment for me now that I have God in my life, is that, which again, my friend Tasha and me talked about, and when she said it, I was like, whoa, that's crazy, is that I have always been highly, highly codependent on Colby, like to the point where it is almost unhealthy. For a long time, I depended on Colby solely for my happiness.
I am the happiness. I bring the fun.
And the thing is, what's crazy is that he really like lived up to that for a long time. But I feel like being so codependent on him is almost unfair, not only to me, but to him as well. Is that like expecting him to uphold that level forever and for all time?
I can do that, baby.
I mean, you are pretty good
I
at
can
it.
do anything.
You are pretty good at it.
Anything for you, boo boo.
She basically told me that sometimes women hold their husbands to a standard that only God can achieve. But the thing is, like, when women do that, it's like whenever their husband does something to disappointment, it's like when their husband does something to disappoint them, the disappointment is like 1,000 times worse. The argument over it is way worse than it needs to be, or like basically like expecting perfection from a human when humans are imperfect.
You better ask that X-ray tech. All my shit shoots.
Oh my gosh.
Shit.
I mean, there's definitely been times where like you've disappointed me. I'm sure there's been times that I've disappointed you or just like frustrated you, or times that you've frustrated me. That's what a marriage
No,
is.
this never happened before.
But it helps though to like remind yourself that like you are human. Like I'm human, you're human. Like we're gonna make mistakes. We're not always gonna be perfect in our marriage or in our relationship. And to expect that of the other person is unfair. I mean, I feel like we have done a really good job though of living that out even before, like throughout our whole relationship. I mean, maybe not in like the first couple of years because we were still growing up and our frontal lobes were still developing. I think we've always given each other a lot of grace in situations, like in shortcomings or whatever.
Yeah, but also I feel like me and you never really like harped on situations and like blew things out of proportion. Like
Yeah.
if something happened and one of us ain't like it, we sat down and talked about the shit and figured it out.
Yeah.
And I even let you know from the jump, like I'm not with that dumb shit. Like if you leave, don't come back.
We're grown ass adults.
Yeah, I mean shit. You want to be an adult? We sit down, talk about it, work things out. Like
I think we have always been really good at that, but I think why that conversation or like that aha moment really stuck with me, maybe not for the like argument aspect of it, but like the fact that I really have always been super codependent on you. And it's like I felt like without your presence or without you, there's no way that I could be happy or no way that I could feel okay.
well, I feel that every day about you.
And it's okay to feel that way, but I think not, maybe like to an extent. In some ways, you should feel content with yourself as well. Like there should be like a happy medium.
No. I'm happy when I'm coming back to see you, and I'm happy when I see you. I'm happy when I'm talking to you. Other than that, no.
I just remember like I used to be so obsessed. Okay, I don't want to say it like that, but
With me, you ain't obsessed no more. That's why I ain't getting no cookie, huh?
bitch, shut
I ain't
up.
getting that
You just got
monkey.
it this morning.
You know how long ago that was? Like, bro.
No. I remember. Do you remember
You
whenever
know what they say? If you don't use it, you lose it.
you're gonna lose your pee-pee?
Yeah. Fucking, this inches are falling off. It's been so long.
It's been 8 hours. 8 hours later.
Mhm. It's shriveling up like SpongeBob when he gets out the water.
Water, I need it. No, but do you remember whenever I used to be like so crazy, like you would go to work and I would just like cry? Do you remember that? Or like I would literally be depressed when you were at work during the day.
When I'd go out of town?
No, just when you would go to work. like you were coming home, but when you were at work, I was just so depressed, and I would kind of like in Austin, I would sit around and just watch the clock. And I used to like be so sad until like 30 minutes until you were coming home. Like I feel like it's okay for me to miss you and it's okay for me to be sad that you're gone, but that extent is a little much.
Hell, if I would have known that, I would have made you a honey-do list. Change the oil. Cut the grass. Spray the house down. Right. I love you.
I love you. I don't know. I guess I said all of that to say, with God in my life, I have felt a lot more contentment in a lot of areas of my life. Because I feel like I've always been searching for somebody else as a human being to fill every part of like my needs and my wants and desires and whatever. And so like even though you have been doing that, you've been doing the damn thing, like I feel like there's just certain parts of you that only God can fill. And I feel like I've gone so long with those parts just kind of flailing in the wind.
You hear that, fellas? We're never going to be enough.
But on to our baptisms. Let's talk about that.
I stepped in, that water started boiling, boy.
I feel like I knew it was going to be emotional, but I didn't expect it to be as emotional as it was. Like, I feel like me and Colby had the same, we were feeling the same thing because, like, it was worship and then sermon and then baptism at the end. And, like, during the whole sermon, I feel like me and Colby were both sitting there, like, fidgeting. Like, my legs were shaking. I was looking over and Colby was just like moving his hands constantly.
Palms are sweaty.
Knees weak, arms heavy.
He's vomiting on a sweater already.
Mom spaghetti. Yeah, no, I honestly kind of felt nauseous. Like, I don't know what about it that I felt like, I don't know if it was anticipation was what I was feeling or just like nervousness. I don't know. Like, it was positive, but it was also just like, I've just felt very antsy the whole time. And I feel like I was good emotionally until we got up there and my mom came down. She drove over an hour to come watch us get baptized. And I've always been very open with her about like where I was at with like my spirituality and like how I felt about religion. And so she knew that I was astray. While we were waiting in line to get baptized, she came up to me and she hugged me and she started crying. And I think her crying just like set me off because I just felt this like overwhelming sense of like she was so relieved, and it was like almost like a moment that she has been waiting for a long time. And so I just was bawling my eyes out, and then after I finished hugging her, I look over to Colby and he's crying, and this man barely cries. Okay, I can count on one hand how many times I've seen him cry in our whole relationship. Colby's usually very good at masking his feelings. So.
What are those?
So when I saw this stone cold stunner man crying, I was like, oh my gosh. I just started crying more. Like, so we decided that Colby was going to go first since he is the leader of our household, and then me.
Man. And then, M-A-N. Man.
And then the kids. And so I think watching Colby get baptized first before any of us was also just like very emotional for me, in like him leading our family in it.
Our lips were shivering in that hot ass water.
His lip was quivering. It was so cute.
My mustache is going.
Tell us your experience. How did you feel? And
Man, I felt a lot of different emotions at once. From joy to shame to relief and everything in between. And I mean, probably shameful just because, I mean, it took so long to get us as a family there into a church and to give our life to Christ. And just the relief of knowing that, I mean, everything's going to be taken care of. I mean, of course, I mean, we still got to put in our end of the work and get shit together going, but something's really meant to be. I mean, he'll make it happen. I really didn't have much worries before, but now I really feel like I don't worry at all.
same.
I felt good, to be honest with you. When I hopped up, that song by Boosie came on in my head. Devil, get up off me. Devil, get up off me.
I can't stand you.
Bro, it was... I mean, you got so many emotions going at once. It's fucking... It's crazy.
See, I feel like you had a burst of emotion after, right?
Yeah.
Like after you were baptized. For me, it was weird. Like, I had a huge burst of emotion. Like, I was super emotional and crying right before. And then it was like, as soon as I went into the water and came up, it's like all of my tears just like I could not cry anymore.
Yeah.
It was like the weirdest feeling. I don't really know how to explain it. Like, I think I just felt this overwhelming peace. And so it was like I didn't need to cry anymore because I knew everything was going to be okay.
Yeah.
But I do want to agree with you because I was having a lot of those same emotions, like shame, guilt, relief. It was a lot at once. So I feel like I know exactly what you mean.
It would have been cool if they started playing that song though, on the speakers. That would have been badass.
So yeah, I mean, I still consider myself a baby Christian because I still am learning. I just ordered myself a new Bible. One thing that I wished my other Bible had was like places for me to write notes in my Bible instead of having a whole separate notebook. So I saw that they have interleaved Bibles, which means that in between each page, there's a whole blank page to write notes on. So I thought that was super cool. So I ordered one of those, and I'm just found this YouTube channel. I'm going to have to put it in the description or something, but this lady, she reads out of the Bible every single day for 365 days, and to where you can read the Bible front to back in 1 year. So I'm going to follow her and start again from the beginning and read all the way through. And it helps to have somebody else like give their idea of what they get from it. So that way, I don't know, I can like...
Well, everybody interprets things differently.
Right. So I think it'll be interesting to see like how I interpret it and then to hear how somebody else interprets it. I feel like it helps to give me like more of a well-rounded idea of what I'm reading. I don't know.
One thing that a lot of people don't understand though, like, even though you go through that, I mean, that's not going to make your life perfect. That's not going to solve all your problems. I mean, you still have to put in the effort to try to better your life yourself also.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not a fucking one-way street. Like, you got to give some to get some. So,
Yeah. And like you said, like it's not like, oh, now I have God in my life, so everything is gonna work.
I ain't paying my bills no more.
Yeah, like everything's gonna work out. I'm about to become rich. I'm about to become, my life is about to be just grand and amazing. It Life is still gonna be life, and there's still gonna be pitfalls and things that you're gonna have to go through. You might have some pain and suffering sprinkled up in there, but the difference is that now you have God to lean on in those times, and that's really when your faith is tested. So yeah, it's gonna be a process. I mean, I feel like for sure for me, I still have a lot to learn and a lot to study and whatnot, but I am enjoying every part of the process. So
Amen.
amen. Hallelujah. But once again, thank y'all so much for hanging around, listening to us yap to each other, and just talk about all different kinds of things. Even with our busy life, we're going to try to get back on our schedule of every week posting on Friday podcast. So look out next week for another episode of Blue Collar Fridays.
And give us a call on that phone number and leave some voicemails for the show.
Yeah, next episode of Blue Collar Fridays, we're going to be playing the voicemails that y'all have left us and answering some questions, talking about some of the things that y'all want us to talk about. So yeah, we love y'all. God bless y'all. I hope y'all have a great day.
Get back to work.
Sir.
What?
This is not Blue Collar Friday.
Every day is blue collar.